Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Media Buff Podcast, the podcast about anything and everything media related. Ed here with my fellow co-host, my lovely wife Jen, Lady Hyperfocus Lane, Master of Matitude Matt, and joining us once again, our special guest star, Mr. John Krasinski, co-host of the Gamecologist.
Hello.
It's not actually John Krasinski; it's John Kraft, but close enough.
Oh my.
Hello, people.
So,
Hello. Hello.
so for this episode, end of the month, like always, we're just gonna have random combo, just talking about our month or stuff that we are have our interests peaked and we would like to share with you. So with that being said, ladies, why don't you two take it away? Because I know you both have a couple of things you want to talk about that piqued your interest.
No, I'm gonna like change. I'm gonna change up my whole game right now. I go
Really?
completely different of what I said I was gonna do
Oh my
because I
God,
want to like
she just
keep
pulled an
everyone on
audible.
their toes. Yeah, so I just watched like I said, told you guys I just watched the new season of Black Mirror.
Yeah, Black Mirror.
I haven't seen a single episode of that show.
They're pretty good. They have a
It's
couple of
like
hit or miss.
it's like the new modern version of the Twilight Zone is essentially what
I
it
was gonna
is.
say Tales of the Crypt,
Okay.
but okay, I'll give you Twilight.
It's the Twilight Zone. So
Yeah.
every episode is one standoff episode. Weird shit happens,
Mm-hmm.
and it just kind of leaves you going like, what the fuck? Just like the
Mm-hmm.
Twilight Zone, you know?
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's exactly what it is. Um, so like there's some episodes that were really good in this season, and then there were some that were like okay.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that I liked that um I can't I go because you don't need to watch them necessarily in order. Like I just
Yeah,
kind
I
of like
love that.
dip into them every once in a
Mm-hmm.
while. So there's a lot of I haven't seen yet because um I have to be in a Black Mirror mood to watch Black Mirror episodes. It's a weird
Agreed.
thing.
Some of them
Like you
do take
just
some of them you do
It's not
require
weird.
focus. Like
Yeah.
some of them you can have
yeah.
them playing in the background and you can
Yes.
kind of get the gist of it. But some you have to like meticulously pay attention because they get crazy intricate. It's crazy.
So
Yeah,
it is the
so
Twilight Zone. It's
it
Yeah,
called
it
Black
Yes,
yeah,
pretty
Mirror.
much.
it essentially is the
I
yeah.
have a
Twilight
quick
It's
Zone.
a good show.
I have a
It's
quick
good show.
question in
Yeah.
reference to that. So I know like with like the Twilight Zone, there's a bunch of episodes they all don't really connect, but there are some that do connect, and then there's like sometimes like halfway through the season of Twilight Zone there'll be like a bigger arc for each story. Does that happen in Black Mirror? Not yet.
It kind of does. We definitely get a couple, like an episode or two that there's like a continuation.
Hmm.
Uh, but it's definitely each standalone episode. And you get like cameos of like really like big actors and stuff
Mm-hmm.
that like you're just like, oh hey, what are you doing
Yeah,
in
I
an
think
episode?
Michael
Mm-hmm.
B. Jordan was in one of them.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like you'll see
Yeah,
Yes.
everybody. Like
yeah.
everybody is in like
Like
at least
Bryce
one episode
Dallas
of
Howard. I think
Black
Lady
Mirror.
Gaga was
Yeah.
in one too, right, Lane?
No, I don't think she was in
No?
Black Mirror. She was
Okay.
in
You know,
Hotel, like
that's the one I'm thinking about.
the
That's the one I'm thinking about.
American
Yeah.
Horror Story Hotel.
Yeah.
Um, but one of the more popular, well, this is like I don't know, like Matt, did you ever remember hearing about it? Like the first episode of the first season of Black Mirror was one of the most shocking
Yeah.
like episodes ever because
Oh yeah, it involved a pig, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I vaguely recall something like that. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, this thing happened with this pig." I was thinking,
Mm-hmm.
I've probably seen weirder.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It was definitely a shock
Oh
value
God.
episode. One of
Okay.
Yeah.
those to make you go like, what in the actual F?
But to get you like interested in a series, like that's one fucking way to do it. Like that's a one bold big way to do it and it worked because now like everyone's like obsessed with this
Well, just
show.
goes really it really goes to show you that sometimes if you wave your freak flag, a lot of people will get attracted to it.
Yeah. And so for this new season, I think my favorite episode is the first episode. And the
They're in the third season,
concept,
right?
they're in the seventh season.
Oh my God, I am way out of it.
But
Yeah.
each season only has like 6 to like 8 episodes. So
Okay,
So it's
that's
they're
easy to
why.
not,
binge.
Never mind. I'm thinking like there's only like three seasons because I go by like the long episodes that like the long list of the episodes.
no. No, there's not very many episodes, but each episode is like an hour or at least,
Yeah, 45
48 to
minutes.
Mm.
58 minutes. Um, but
Standard runtime.
yeah, but the first episodes are usually some of the better ones because it's like they really do a good job of like this is the episode that's gonna start like the season.
The Shark Valley.
Yeah, so they really do it. And so I think I don't think it was season 6. Maybe it was like season 4 or 5 where they did like the episode where it was like essentially like the video game episode. So
Oh,
it's
I
like
remember that one
yeah, so
where
it's like
the guy's getting, I don't know if he's getting catfish, but it's definitely a little something like that.
yeah, so it's like no, so it's got the guy from oh man, what's that fucking actor's name?
Where's
He's
he from? Where's like, what's a famous picture of his?
he's from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's one of the McPoyles.
Charlie. It's Charlie Day.
Oh, the
No, one of the
McCoyles, no.
McPoyles. The
Oh,
McPoyle brothers, like
I
the
know who you're
older
talking about.
one.
I
Yeah.
You guys
know.
are
I
gross.
I forget his name, but I know who he's talking about. He's
That
Doyle
actor.
McPoyle.
Yeah, that actor, he's in it. And he he's like he owns like this video game, like it's this company that started like this video game and it's like one of those video games where it's like immersive, like you can go into the game, I
Yeah, like
guess.
Ready Player One status.
Yeah, very much like that. And so there's like the game developer that um is working on it and he like is this weird like Star Trek obsessed fan. Except for it's not Star Trek in this world. It's something different, but essentially it's Star Trek. So it gets like he's like a super fan. And so he starts like stealing people's DNA and like cloning them and like
What the
putting them
fuck?
in this game and
Matrix
like
style.
straight Matrix style. And he like make like his own like pocket of this game where he's like the captain of like the starship and
Mm-hmm.
then like bosses like all of like his
Subordinates.
Mhm.
and like coworkers
Mm-hmm.
around and makes them do crazy shit and then like there's like a mutiny on the ship and they
Yeah.
like rise up and they like kill him
Think they
essentially
I
and
think
it's
they
like this
shoot him
whole
like into
thing
a black hole, right? Something like
yeah
that.
yeah something like that and so then they go through like a wormhole and then that's how that episode ends
Uh-huh.
and then this
Isn't
new
that what you were
season
watching at
That's what
one
I was
time?
watching
Oh,
there.
okay.
yeah
I'm like,
Jen has seen me watch the show.
yes.
yeah
It's starting to sound familiar now.
Yeah. She's like,
yeah
what are you watching? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I was kind of intrigued because of that whole mutiny thing
yeah
going on. So I was like, oh,
so the episode is called the USS Callister.
uh-huh.
nice.
Yeah. And so then it's like there's a continuation of like that episode like in this new season, which is really
Nice.
fun.
Very cool.
And then the first episode of this new season was really fun and like really scary. Like not in
Really?
like scary like stuff is jumping out at you. Kind of like scary in terms of like we could weirdly like be going in a direction like this. Like we kind of already
They
are
can actually
in a
be happening,
direction
yeah.
Mm.
like
Those are the scary
this.
ones. Like
So those are like the ones where you're just like, ah,
when it
damn,
hits
like
close
how
to
far
home.
away are
Yeah.
we from like this?
It's like,
And
this
Like
is
reaching that point.
this is kind of
yeah,
possible.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That's
and
one of the
then
scary ones. The ones,
Body snatcher style.
yeah, that you can actually see
Yeah.
happening for real.
It's like, that's
yeah,
kind of what's
That
happening
could be our
now.
reality
it's
someday.
it really is really crazy. So like the episode is like about this husband and wife, and like the wife like essentially slips into a coma because she's got like a brain tumor.
Jeez.
And someone comes along and they're like, I might have a solution for your problem. And
There
so
always
this
is
lady,
somebody.
right? It's always something like that.
Somebody. Yeah.
With some
And so,
new experimental drug or treatment.
Hey,
Mhm.
some of those work.
yeah. Yeah. Yes and no. So pretty
Except
much
they
the
give you anal fissures.
idea, yeah. So the idea is they're gonna take his wife's brain,
Mm-hmm.
put it into a computer,
Digitize it.
back it up,
Mm-hmm.
cut the tumor out of her brain, essentially,
And the
um,
re-uploader.
and then re-upload her off of their system and then put her
Mm-hmm.
back. And then all you have to do is pay like a subscription a month and then stay in like this cell phone range. Like you gotta stay in their tower range.
Oh
Or
my
go out of
God.
the tower range,
That's
then
so
Mm-hmm.
shuts
crazy.
down and she stops working.
Oh my
Um,
God.
and then
Sounds
What if
she's
fun.
power
gotta
goes out?
she's gotta
That too.
you're fucked. She's
John
fucked. She
speaking
just
from experience right now.
It
yeah.
That's why
sounds
you
like
have
they
backup
tried to.
generators.
Sounds like they tried the old RoboCop 2 method, but they're limited with their technology
Yes.
They went the Amazon route.
It reminds me
If
of
you want your
Yeah.
RoboCop to work, you need to pay a subscription.
remember that
So yeah, it's yeah, very
The
much
one with
that.
Johnny Depp.
yes, the one with Johnny Depp.
Transcendence.
There you go. That
Very reminiscent to that. Actually,
yes.
there's a show, Lane, that whole premise you just said right now, there's a show called Upload. I don't know if you guys ever watched it. That's basically that premise, except when you die, you can get digitized and put into this virtual reality world. And depending how much your folks pay on
Yes.
the outside,
Mm-hmm.
it
Determines
determines
where you live.
how you live
Mm-hmm.
in that world. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
it also kind of sounds like what's that movie with Jude Law? Oh yeah, Repo or Repo
Repo,
Man.
the genetic, the
No,
Repo
no,
Man.
Mm-hmm.
The musical? Yeah.
No, Repo, the generic opera
Generic.
is yeah,
Generic,
Generic. It's such a
genetic.
generic,
it's
No,
called
but it
Repo.
generic ass opera.
I
They
automatically
have it.
default
Ah.
say
A
that, but it is
generic
Repo Man.
opera.
It is
No,
Repo
but
Man.
no,
I know.
there's two movies. There's the generic opera, and then there's Repo Man with Jude Law.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, but like both are similar. Like if you like, you can like pay
Well,
for
one's a
your
musical.
yeah. One's
Yeah.
musical, one isn't.
One's
But
got
is it?
One
Giles.
has Paris Hilton.
And
Yeah,
Giles
Yeah,
from Buffy.
that too. He's the
but
Repo
it
Man.
wasn't the concept in both of them like you like
You
pretty
rent
much
organs,
yeah
and if you don't pay, he comes and gets them.
yeah, and
Yeah,
it's the
great
same
movies,
thing
by the
with
way.
yeah, it's the same thing with Jude Law, but it happened
Mhm.
to him.
Yeah, he
And
ended up
Forrest
having
Whitaker,
he got
his
hurt. Yeah,
partner,
he got hurt. He ended up having to rent some organs, and then he's basically now in the system.
yeah.
But it's crazy how the premise of that is really possible because we are on that subscription for everything nowadays. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's a subscription to listen to music, to watch TV, watch sports. There's a subscription to eat. There's a
Yeah.
subscription to go to the gym.
Yep.
There's a subscription to everything. Pretty soon we're gonna have
Mm-hmm.
subscriptions. Actually, you could technically make an argument that there's a subscription to live where you are because you pay rent.
Pretty much. But then like the part about it that like it's real fucked up is it's like she's fine and then all of a sudden she just starts like saying like
Gl-
these ads
Glitching. Oh my!
Nice.
ads. But
It's
she
like the
doesn't
Truman
know
Show.
but she doesn't know when it happens
Oh
and so
no.
no and other people don't know that her brain was uploaded and put back into her body because it's like so
That
no
is
one knows what's
crazy.
happening to her
So
and
out
she's
of
like a
nowhere.
school teacher
Mm-hmm.
and she starts saying all these crazy shit to these
So out of
kids.
nowhere, she can be like, whenever my car has an issue, I go to Ace Autos, the best place to go
Yeah,
for your cars.
but it's
Oh,
geared
geez.
towards whoever's talking to her
Oh
Mm-hmm.
and
my
what they're
God.
talking about.
Yeah, like when your app listens to you and then out of nowhere, you see a bunch of ads for it.
When your phone listens
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
She was like having sex with her husband and she just starts talking about like
Viagra?
Blue
Viagra
Chew.
pills and like
Do you have problems with erectile dysfunction or are you
all
coming
of
too
that.
fast?
I'd be demoralized.
Exactly.
I'd be like,
She's
and
just
I'm not
like,
doing it.
what
I'm
the
not doing this.
fuck? Totally
Maybe I
turned
should just
off.
do when
Yeah.
I'm not watching her.
Yeah.
Or
And
like
so it's just like
blindfold her or
this whole
something.
thing, and it's like, oh, well, in order to not have the ads, you got to upgrade your
Oh my
subscription.
God.
Oh
YouTube
my
Oh
basically.
my
God.
shit.
We're gonna watch that episode
Yeah.
today.
It's the
That's
first episode of
Awesome.
season 7.
nice.
Awesome.
It's the craziest thing because it's just like fuck, like
The
Netflix, you're
scary,
doing this
yeah,
to
the
us
scary
right
reality
now.
of it. Yeah. Pretty soon we're gonna have a subscription to go take a dump. You can't take a dump right now because you haven't paid your monthly subscription.
Fuck
You want
that.
to bet? Like,
I'll get a shovel and dig a hole. Not my first time. I've been camping before.
No, but dude, that's
Outhouse
Samesies.
style?
but that's the scary reality of it, man. We are basically in that transcension of that being a very possibility of that.
Yeah, but also you gotta take in consideration what is humane and what isn't humane. Like, what
Yeah.
are people allowed to happen to them? Eventually, like people are like, you know what? That's not cool. I like
Yeah.
my
No, yeah,
things
for
in
sure.
my body.
The
I'm
human
not paying
spirit
you.
is indomitable, and eventually somebody will be like, enough is enough. But the fact
Mhm.
that we're at a point where it's slowly creeping up and people are like, whatever about it, it is what
Mhm.
it is. That's the sad reality that dawns on you.
But
And
this
if
is
you go to China right now or Japan, there's oxygen bars because the
they
quality
had
is so
those in
low.
America.
yeah, they
Oh,
have
they have
those in
those. Oh,
America.
look
Yeah.
at that.
I don't know. I've seen them in airports. I don't know if they still have them. It's been a long time,
Because
but
the air
I've seen them.
quality is still not is not the best. So if you need some fresh air, you go into a bar and hook yourself up to a respirator.
Jeez.
Fuck that. I will breathe in as much pollution as I
They
can
have
for
that at
free.
the Del Mar
For
at
free.
the Del Mar Fair. They have a oxygen booth every year there.
Holy
It's all like
smokes.
flavored.
It's
I
like
like all the
flavored
Flavored.
colors.
premium air. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
flavored premium air.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
Nice.
God.
flavored air. Mm.
Do you guys remember Spaceballs when
Yeah.
the president had air in a can and he was just smelling it, it was mountain fresh air? That's gonna be the reality one of these
It
days.
already is. Look at
Actually,
Lane
yeah,
was just
that is
talking
the
about.
reality. That movie's 30 years old,
Scented
by the
air.
way.
Scented air.
Oh boy.
Spaceballs
Damn,
did it
Lane.
first.
Lane came out of the fences swinging with that one.
Yeah.
God.
So
Just
definitely
turned our
watch
whole world
that.
upside down. I don't even know
Definitely watch
what I'm gonna
that.
talk about now.
Go, oh, when in doubt, go to the Predator.
Exactly.
Right.
You got anything else to add, Lane, besides the existential crisis you just gave us all?
No, I think those were like my two favorite episodes.
Nice. Definitely check it
Um,
out, folks. It's a good show. It's on Netflix. Lane, you got anything else?
not for Black Mirror. I mean, I'll
You got anything
probably
else to add?
bounce some things off of Jen when she starts talking
All
about her
right, go for it,
topics.
Jen. Jen wants to talk about movie trailers because there's been a lot of good ones this month.
Oh yeah.
I saw the Superman one finally. That was pretty good.
I want to
Mhm.
see that.
I like
Yeah,
how
Yes,
that's a good
Crypto
one.
is like
it
trying
looks
to save
very
him.
old
Like,
school.
Silver Age.
Yes, very
And I like
very
the Superman bots,
yes.
very 25th 25th anniversary style.
and also was it Justice Superman versus the
The Ultra Star or the Star
no the Elite?
Superman All Star and Superman versus the Elites.
Yeah,
Very reminiscent to that. And
Very,
of course you
very.
have Crypto.
yeah.
I hope they
Which
bring
we
Nuclear Man
finally
back.
get to see in a live
Mhm.
setting. Although
Yes.
some people still think that Crypto in
Mhm.
Smallville was the Crypto that we know and love, but no, that
Mhm.
wasn't it.
Did Crypto and Smallville have superpowers?
No, it was just a regular dog.
What the
Clark
fuck?
Yeah,
named him
that's not
Crypto.
fucking
He's just a
Crypto.
dog.
Named him Crypto because of Krypton.
I could get a dog and name it Crypto. It doesn't make it. You know.
Crypto. He needs the powers.
I could call
Exactly.
Matt. I could call Matt Bill Murray.
It doesn't make me Bill Murray. I didn't do Groundhog Day or Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Oh.
What other trailers piqued your interest, Jen?
Well, the one I just watched a couple of seconds ago, which was the Love and Death and Robots.
Yeah, that looks
It
pretty good.
looks better
Yeah,
than
watch
than
that
the
one.
the second season that
Yeah,
we
the
saw.
second
I
season
did
wasn't
not.
that good,
No,
but the first
I
season
didn't
was
like it.
great. And then this looks like
You
Yes.
they're going
guys,
right back to the old school
Mhm.
designs.
Mhm.
you guys are talking about a show I have not seen a single episode of.
Really?
Every
Watched a
Matt,
little
there's
bit
a
of it.
lot of episodes
both
you
of
would
them?
like.
Mhm.
Hmm?
Heck, I think
Yes.
there's one tailor made to like heavy metal and stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know what Love and Robots is about.
It's
They're
about
just
nothing.
different
Different stories.
Different stories.
animated
Okay.
shorts.
It's not linear, so you
Different
good.
animation styles, different
Yes.
directors, different voice actors. Some are live action, some are
Mhm.
animated, some are CGI.
And plus,
There was one that
Mhm.
everything looked like mosaic. It was kind of
yes,
trippy. like you were on an acid trip the entire time. There was one
Okay.
where yogurt took over the world.
Yes,
Fuck yeah. Was
that
I
it
was
like that
very
one.
Go-Gurt?
interesting.
That was my
Was
favorite one.
There
It
was
would
one
be
with Topher
Go-Gurt.
Grace.
it would be
Oh,
Go-Gurt.
That one with Topher
there was
Grace.
with Topher Grace where his fridge was a little universe like that of Lisa Simpson's in that Treehouse of Horror episode where
What,
she
there's
had
an
the
Mm-hmm.
tub,
episode
the
with
Genesis
Topher
tub.
Grace?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Eddie
Oh,
Brock,
good old Eric Foreskin.
Eric Foreman. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What else? What else you got, Jen? That piqued you?
As far as that one or anything
No,
else?
just trailers in
Oh,
general.
okay. Um, well, I don't know. How do you guys feel about the I Know What You Did Last Summer? That
It was
trailer.
okay.
I
Oh,
like
the
the.
new trailer? I didn't know there was a new one.
I
Yeah,
didn't
Yeah,
know there
no,
was a
it's
new
yeah.
coming
one.
out this
It's
summer.
coming up, yeah.
It's bringing some of the older cast members, and it
Two,
looks like
well,
a
the surviving cast
it
members.
looks
Two of
like
the
a
surviving cast members.
continuation revamp, but it looks like they're doing a bit of a twist. We don't know 100%, but it looks. I mean, Jen and I are definitely going to say, but it looks like they want to revitalize that franchise.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
But
I kind
yeah,
of like the first couple ones, but
Well,
yes.
there's only three.
there was like four, I think.
There's four.
Yeah,
I could have
there's
sworn there was only
Because it's
three,
I know what you did. I still know,
and I will always
and I
know.
will always know.
It's three.
I guess there's three. I like
Yeah.
the first two. Didn't really care for the last one.
I didn't care for the last one
Nobody
either.
cared for the last one.
I didn't
And
even
if
know
The
there was
it's
first
a
two were
last
okay.
one.
I mean, the first
and,
one
I
was
think I
my
only watched
favorite.
the
That was
first
it.
Yeah,
one.
the first one was great. I
and,
mean,
Yes.
it was a rip off of Scream, but still.
Well, it was one of the co-writers for Scream did I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
but
Yes.
also if they're trying to bring this back now, I would say hopefully like because I heard that the most recent Scream movie wasn't all that good.
It was okay. But this is actually a good time for slasher flicks because they're kind of making a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Hard Eyes did so good that they want to do another one now. It's already been greenlit. The
I
same cast
thought
members
Hard
are
Eyes
coming
was
back.
so stupid.
But it was good,
Mm-hmm.
stupid. It was funny as hell. It was one of those like you're like, yeah, this is a dumbass movie, but you can't help but like laugh and love
The
their
Because they
dynamic.
made fun of those tropes, of the romantic
Hmm
movie tropes.
there
It was a
the
rom-com slasher.
Yeah, it was.
the last slasher film I sat down and watched and thoroughly enjoyed was Happy uh
Happy
Happy
Death
Dead
Day?
yeah, Happy Death
Which
Day.
one?
The first one. I haven't seen
Okay.
the second one.
I
I
think
don't
there's
know if
like
I
three at
want
this
to,
point.
but I really like the first one because I really enjoyed the concept of like how this girl, like she wakes up and she dies. It's Groundhog Day, but a lot more violent.
Hmm
Like that Tom Cruise movie.
Exactly.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
Matt, there's actually another movie coming out that's similar. The concept is similar to that. It's called Until Dawn. It's based
Hmm.
on the video
Mhm.
game.
Yep.
But that's
But
about Wendigos.
here's the thing though, they twisted it and they made it different. They're still fighting supernatural beings in this one, but this time, every time they die, they come back and try it again. But this time, they get to retain the memories they did from the first playthrough, I guess you can call it, until they get out of there. Yeah, no, it's basically kind of
Well,
like
that
that.
makes sense,
Yes.
actually.
I mean, I haven't played the game, but I like that
It's a good
concept.
game.
I've played the game.
It's a very
It's
good
Game's good.
story-based game.
Mhm.
It has a pretty
Yeah.
decent plot.
Mhm.
The
It-
Good
game I
cast
have,
members.
like,
yeah, good cast.
you guys know what the anthology Dark series is?
I know
No.
which one. I know which ones you're talking about, man.
It's a lot like Until Dawn. Like
Yeah.
that. Those are the
Yeah.
games that I have that are like Until Dawn.
Yeah, they're good story games. They have a unique story to it.
Mhm.
It's story based, so all you have to do is make the correct choices, and there's like a bunch of endings to it. I think Until Dawn has like 8 endings, right? Right? man?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
there's-
Jen got like
Yes.
6 out of them.
Hey,
I
John,
played
I
it
know you
multiple
have the
times.
game.
What?
Do you know how many endings Until Dawn has?
Oh,
Because
I don't know.
I know
I beat
you
it
played
once.
Yeah.
I beat
okay.
it one time. That was it.
Oh, okay, so you only just got the one ending.
Yeah,
There's
I don't
another game
remember what it
similar
was.
to there's another game similar to that called Detroit Become Human. It's another
I have that
story-based
game.
game, but
That's a
it's
great
about
game.
androids. It is a good game. The thing I like about that game is that every time you do a playthrough, you get to look at the choices and the percentage of the choices that people made. So there's like a leaderboard. So like 90% of the people made this choice, and then 2% of the people made this choice. It gets crazy. But yeah, the movie Jen was talking about, um the I Know What You Did Last Summer. It does look interesting. It definitely piqued my interest. We probably will go see it in theaters just because we want to see what they go with.
Okay. Well, yeah, let me know because if it's like a continuation, maybe
Hmm.
I may not be as interested just because of how the third one did.
I
Hmm.
know.
But if it's like a soft reboot, I might end up enjoying
Hmm.
Well, the trailer, I mean, I'll see it just because it's,
This is slash flick.
yeah. But I'm not really having high hopes for it
Hmm.
because the acting already looks
it.
lame. One.
At least you're honest.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
but that's the point of slasher flicks,
I know,
man.
but
Like,
I
No,
mean, at
there's
least
some movies out there where the
yes, that
acting's
have
really
good
good.
acting.
uh,
This one just has like they didn't put too much effort
yeah,
into it.
Mm.
Just by the and that's just by the trailer, okay?
yeah.
And it just like uh I don't know, the dialogue doesn't seem good. Um, what else
I
was
mean,
there?
it felt very 90s to me.
Yeah,
I
but
I have a question about the dialogue. Did it seem like it was like this generation's type of dialogue?
yes, yes,
Oh,
that's probably
okay.
I was like,
Yeah, that makes
no.
sense.
Was it lit, fam?
It was it was on fleek. It was on fleek. Yes, Queen.
Because one of the lines was like, this is such a beautiful place. Like really.
The fuck?
She didn't even finish the sentence.
No, she did.
I
She
have
said,
to
this is the
see this
best place
trailer
to
now.
die. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, I
It
mean,
seems so
they
lazy.
gotta
Like,
attract this generation to it, so they gotta appease to them,
well, that's just, oh my God, no.
you know.
Yeah, it's just, I
And
don't
who
know.
and who knows? Some of the tropes they do might be funny because you know they're gonna suffer consequences for
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. For stupidity. Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
Well,
yeah,
even with
and
your expectations lowered when you go to see it, at
yes.
least you're entertained so you get your money's worth.
Well, that's
exactly.
true. I mean, watching how they're gonna die is probably gonna
And
be
honestly,
comical.
slasher flicks have never been movies we taken serious
Mm-hmm.
simply because like the way people react to those scenarios,
Mm-hmm.
no normal person would react to a scenario like that.
Yes.
Like never.
Mm-hmm.
No, if you knew somebody was going around killing people, you would not go to your place and be by yourself. No, you would all huddle together in a
Mm-hmm.
mass, back to each other with a gun cocked or knives out or whatever it have you, and jump
Or
the
you would
SOB
call the police.
and call the police exactly. Regardless, like slasher films don't work in real
Yes.
life. They just
No,
don't.
they don't.
Like a
Especially if
grounded,
you're in Texas and you
a
have a chainsaw.
exactly.
But
A
that's
grounded slasher flick wouldn't
yes.
even go past the first 5 minutes.
But that's why we liked Hard Eyes because Hard Eyes had actual genuine like reactions to what you would do in that scenario.
Yeah, like the victims do run away from the guy,
Yes.
and there was one scene where the guy falls, but he immediately gets back up.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't go
And
like, I
then there's a
twisted my
scene
ankle.
where the guy gets hit or something in his head, falls down, and the girl just leaves him there and dips.
Yeah, like you would in a normal scenario.
There's no time, just run.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Save
And
yourself.
then the whole freaking the they're back at her place 'cause she's curing his hand because the guy had punched through the a glass window to open the the glass door, right? To open the
Uh,
door. And then they go upstairs and then she's like
That's
curing
why
his
you get
hand
a
or whatever.
brick.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like she's done doing that, and then she goes into the closet and the killer's right there, and she's like, oh my God, she throws like a dildo at his
she was trying to hide it from the guy.
Oh, that's poison
It
damage.
was so funny.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
poison
my
damage.
gosh.
Yeah, it is
Oh
poison damage.
God.
It's +3. It's +3 stinging.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um
but see, but they don't stay there to find out what's gonna happen. They actually
exactly.
just dip.
And they don't slink away slowly. They immediately run away.
Oh
One
God.
trailer that caught my eye this week, or actually 2 days
Hmm.
ago, was the new Predator film,
Mm-hmm.
the live action, not the animated one that's coming out. 'Cause that one also caught my eye, but this
That
new live
one,
action
the
Predator
the
Black
an
Badlands
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but the animated one or like the
Killers,
CGI
yeah,
looking one, that one I'm
that
excited
looks
for
badass.
because it's going to be a series and
Uh-huh.
it's going to tell
Different
it,
stories of different Predators.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's going to have
Think of Halo Legends, but with the Predator.
yeah, but it's going to have one huge overarching story to it too.
Yeah, they're tied together, but at the same time, they're using different animated styles, different
Hmm.
venues or locations. But dude, the new Predator live action film that's gonna be coming out looks very good, very interesting. We're getting a tie-in to Weyland Yutani, which immediately solidifies that the
Mm-hmm.
aliens and the Predators are from the same universe. So no
Mm-hmm.
more arguing that it's not canon. It's
Those
canon
movies are
100%.
absolutely not canon.
You shut your mouth,
They
Josh.
are
Those
I
in
will
no way
movies,
canon.
I
those
will make
movies
it
are
so your power
garbage.
never comes back.
Better not.
No, but
Oh,
I
God.
love it because one of the main characters in the film is a Weyland Yutani synth. And Lane, you remember in Romulus when what's his name rebooted, so the eyes flipped over, you can see the Weyland Yutani
Logo.
logo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's an exact scene like that where the girl's eyes flip over, you can see the Weyland Yutani logo.
Yeah,
And the great thing I
yeah.
like is that she's working with the Predator. You don't know what
Nice.
they're working against or why they teamed up,
Mm-hmm.
but they are a team, which is something that has never been seen before. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I mean, have you seen a
Mm.
girl team up with a predator in
Yes.
Alien versus Predator? But
Yes.
this is a synthetic teaming up with a
Duh.
predator.
Owned by Weyland Yutani.
And it's by Weyland Yutani. So you know there might be some bad stuff in
There's
there.
some sinister
Some
movies in
sinister
this
stuff back
year.
there.
So what you're saying is this movie's not canon either.
You shut your mouth. No, if anything, this it might take way into the future because for one, it looks like it's not even on Earth. It might be either on Yautja Prime or a planet that was colonized by Weyland Yutani because there's Weyland Yutani vehicles in some of the scenes. And it looks like Weyland Yutani might have found a way to replicate Predator's weapons and armor because one of the antagonists in the movie is a predator with white dreadlocks and he's got a red sword and he's got antlers of a deer. And he actually looks like a Lashan. You remember the Lashan from The Witcher, Matt?
No.
The antler wooded boss that you have to fight,
Oh, right.
that
Yes.
POS that would turn into a tree and attack you from behind, like an SOB. Jen remembers that guy. But regardless, that movie, I can't wait to see it because one, it looks like the predators have finally met their match. Humans are no longer an easy prey to them. And two, it looks like we're finally get confirmation that aliens and predators do exist in the same universe and it's canon. So
It's
suck
not
it.
though.
And those movies are not canon. Like,
I'm gonna get my plasma caster. I'm gonna melt both of you. Just gonna melt both of you with it.
you can put on my grave, not canon.
I hate
That
Oh
you.
my
that
God.
won't make the movies canon. You realize that? Like,
The cannon on my shoulder will make them canon.
Nice.
Yeah, but one thing for the Predator franchise, I was really hoping that we would get like another Prey type
Yeah,
of
I
movie.
was
that was
hoping that
so
too. A
good.
continuation would have been
Yes.
fantastic, simply because I want to know where that gun ends up. Because it ends up with one of the
Mm-hmm.
predators. I don't know if you guys remember that
Hmm.
the girl
Predator
has the
2.
gun that one of the predators has, and he gives
Yep.
to Danny Glover.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see the origin of that damn gun.
Everyone wants to see how,
Everybody
That
was obsessed
makes
with
me
it because like that's the same gun, and even fanboys did a frame by frame. They froze it. They got the same names, the same carvings, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
but
makes me think they got her.
and if you remember, Prey at the end, they even show a little story in hieroglyphs
Yes.
that
mhm,
they come
At
back.
the end. Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind a continuation of Prey, but I would also like an offset movie or like an original
Mm-hmm.
concept kind of still in that time.
Agreed.
You
Yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
people
would have liked that
with
too.
people of very limited technology
Hmm.
having to overcome this thing that was far superior in
Yes.
every single aspect.
Yeah, not
They
to
could go full
mention,
Assassin's Creed to
yeah,
different time periods,
yeah,
Yes.
samurais
basically, yeah.
and
Either way, this feels like it's a good year for the Predator franchise. It has been a little stagnant lately. Prey did help revitalize it, but this is definitely going to be a year where
Hmm.
we might start seeing more Predator films. And we're
Hmm.
definitely going to see more Alien films because they already greenlit the continuation to Romulus. So,
Nice.
Yeah, wasn't it called like Earth something?
oh right, yeah, it's this TV series is coming out on Hulu. So, a
Alien
lot of
Earth
good
What are you
something.
alien
gonna do?
sci-fi films and shows.
Dude, I watched Romulus the other day.
So good, man.
I watched that movie like 6 times
Dude,
already.
I know it by
I
heart
haven't
at
seen
this
it.
point. I could do a
I haven't seen it.
play-by-play.
It's on Hulu, John. Go fucking
It is.
watch it. You're gonna
Yeah,
you're gonna
it's
like
so
it.
good, dude.
Hmm.
I might have to. Well, right now I can't because Matt cut my fucking power.
Well, you can
You're
watch it on your
welcome.
phone. What's another trailer you got, Jen?
Another trailer?
Yeah, that really caught your eye.
Well, the Wednesday one.
Hell yeah. When's that coming out?
Uh,
Wednesday.
Season
Are they doing
two
season
of
2?
Wednesday.
What?
yes.
Yeah, buddy, it's coming out. Dude, Jen
Halloween
and I
Harry
binged
Potter?
that in one night. No
Yep.
joke.
Yep.
Like it premiered and we literally watched it in the day that as soon as the day started, we started watching it and we watched it till 2 in the morning that same day. It was
It was
that
really good.
good.
Yeah. Didn't you tell me that they were gonna split it? Or something?
They're split. Yeah, here's a weird thing. They're splitting the season into two parts.
Yeah, I
The
don't
first
know.
part
It's
is gonna
weird.
be
August 6th,
August,
and the second one is
and the
September
second one is
3rd.
gonna be September, which is weird. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how many episodes each part is gonna have, but they're splitting the season in two, which is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like 4 and 4, probably some stupid
Maybe
shit
because I
like
think
that.
the first one had 8 episodes too.
Mhm.
But either way, it looks like they're gonna build more on the universe. She's still at that school.
Yes.
It looks like Pugsley's now gonna be joining her,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course you have returning characters like Uncle Fester and of Gomez and
Morticia.
Morticia are gonna be look like they're gonna be a little
A
more
little bit more
involved.
involved. Yeah.
Watch her become some like a teacher or get involved in the school. Because the entire first season was her just trying to bond with Wednesday, and but Wednesday being the typical teenager she wanted nothing to do with her.
Yes.
And then of course you have that previous love interest who turns into like a ghoul or ogre or something. He
He's
makes
a hide.
another he makes
Mm-hmm.
another oh
A
yeah, he's a hide,
hide.
that's right. He makes
Mm-hmm.
another appearance. And it looks like he can kind of control that side of him. So it'll be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it's good. It's Wednesday Addams. Like this is one of the few
Different side.
shows that really stuck to the source material because a lot of people complain about what's his name being cast as Gomez, and a lot of people forget that in the comics and in the original cartoons, that's exactly how he looked like.
Mm-hmm.
No hate to uh
Raul Julia.
Thank you, John. I loved him as Gomez. He was fantastic. He'll always be Bison to me as well.
Oh yeah.
But
Of
the
course.
original Gomez was a pudgy guy, and he had typical parted hair like Willard. So they did a great job casting. Yeah,
Wheeler.
yeah, they did a great job casting what's his name as Gomez, and of course Catherine as Morticia was a fantastic
Mm-hmm.
choice. Like I never would have thought of that. They did a fantastic job casting her. And then the whole thing of people criticizing Jenna Ortega because she wasn't light skinned enough to play as Wednesday. I'm like, y'all know that the Adamses are Mexican, right? You guys know that,
They're
right?
Spaniards.
They're Spanish. The Gomez
Yeah,
Adams.
But
Whatever.
yeah.
It's
Spanish and
totally a
Mexican are two
white
it's
different
name.
French.
things.
Okay.
It's French.
But
We
It's
all
Spaniards,
know
French
this.
but if they're Spaniard, there's a good possibility that they're light skinned versus dark
yes. Mm-hmm.
because
No,
they're
but
European.
they're
But I
most likely
understand what you
derived
mean.
from Aztec. They're most likely derived from Aztecian hereditary.
And
Head,
also, wasn't what's her name
Huh? Say
like
that,
the
Francis.
original
What?
Wednesday from the old black and white show? Wasn't she Hispanic as well?
hmm Yeah. And even Morticia, I think what's Morticia? What's her national her ancestry?
French.
She's French. Her ancestry is French.
Oui, oui.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But regardless, like they did a great job casting Jenna as Wednesday. So it
Hmm.
definitely looks like it's gonna be a good show. You guys got any trailers you saw that you really like? Or have you
Nah,
seen any
Well,
not
trailers?
really.
I got a question. I went to go see the Minecraft movie and I showed up a little late, and I got there right at the tail end. They're doing something with Karate Kid. Did anybody
Yeah,
see that? What
they
is that?
so they are bringing back the franchise. Ralph Macchio is reprising his role as what's his face? He's gonna be the new Miyagi, basically.
Danielson.
He's a
That
bad
that
guy in
Exactly.
the
already
movie.
happened in that already happened in Cobra Kai.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's gonna be good though.
Which is why I don't understand why this is even a thing.
Cobra Kai is a good show, John.
I saw.
Cobra Kai to me just felt like Ralph Macchio was just trying to hold on to a stardom that he never had.
I started
Like I
watching
could
that, and
never
then I
get into
saw.
it, dude. I watched a couple episodes, and as as messed up as it sounds, I wanted those teenagers to be slashed by some guy with a knife. Like I can
The
understand why.
teenagers are annoying, but
Hmm.
I like the character progress of Johnny.
No, I didn't like it either.
He
He's
beat
still
up a
Of
that.
bunch of
Johnny?
kids.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Yeah,
I've seen
they
clips here and there
deserved it.
because
That was like 12 different felonies.
Yeah,
So what?
Oh,
agreed. Either
and if
way,
you
like
watch that, oh, go ahead, sorry.
I don't know anybody who wants to watch that movie, and the people who do, I'm
I
like,
don't.
good, go for it, good for you.
I don't.
No,
I
Well,
rather
I'll
stick to
watch
the
it.
original stuff.
is it gonna have Jackie Chan?
Yeah, Jackie
Yeah.
Chan
I'm
is
down. I'm in.
another returning character. He's actually returning from the movie he did with Jaden Smith.
Hmm.
So
So
he's
is he
Why
the
reprising
would
his
enemy?
they?
role as that,
Hmm.
Why is it called Karate Kid when he teaches kung fu?
I said that,
right?
you bitch.
Thank you. Clearly,
Everyone says that,
because it's a
John.
white person movie, Matt. It's made by white people from New Jersey, by the way.
It's racist. Well,
Anyways, what about you, Lane? You got any other trailers you saw? You wanted to bounce off Jen or something?
Let's see.
All these fucking trailers.
Well,
Yeah,
there's a lot, dude.
it's a heavy trailer season, dude. Ballerina, that was another good trailer.
I
Hmm.
haven't seen that one.
The John Wick one.
Yeah.
there's
I
another John Wick. Goddamn.
yes.
It's not actually John Wick. It's
It's
in the John Wick universe this
yes.
time.
It has to do with the Russians.
Hmm.
I think I'm cool with John Wick. I like the four movies. Let it end perfectly the way it did.
I know, but I think
Well,
in this one,
considering this technically doesn't have anything to do with him, even though he's
yes,
in it.
yes,
It's more of you get a glimpse of who he used to be.
yes.
I already know who he used to be. He used to be, and he still is, a badass motherfucker killing
Fucking
lots of people. That's
Baba
all the
Yaga.
information I
The
need.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah, but it feels like this might tie in with his impossible task.
I know it actually does. Because from there we get the series that
Hmm.
explains him getting out of
The,
the whole
the
thing.
Russian dude in the first movie explained what his impossible task was. That was go out and kill the competition, and he
Exactly.
did. He
The
had one
bodies.
night. He
The
had
bodies
one
Yeah,
we
but
night.
who
buried.
was the competition?
Yeah.
Other mafiosos.
I know, but I like to be specific. If you're gonna
Yeah.
tell me that, you gotta be
She wants to see
specific.
them. She
You
wants to
can
see
write
them
your own
die.
movie with that.
I want
You
to
can
see how
come up with
big
your
those bitches
own.
are.
You could come up with your own explanation of who it was. Use your imagination.
I
No,
rather
they
see it.
already said something. They got promises.
I
Laziness.
rather see it. Anyways, Lane, before we interrupted you,
Yeah.
you got something?
I actually really liked the new Fantastic Four trailer.
Oh, that's
Oh
right. That did come
yeah.
out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I was pleasantly intrigued by it, even with the
I like
girl
that
Silver
it's
Surfer.
My question is
Even
like
why are they introducing the female servers Silver
It's a
Surfer when
different universe, Matt.
well I
no,
know
she's
that
an actual
Explanation.
real
I know
character.
I
Yeah.
know that I know that but like when the Fantastic Four first meet the Silver Surfer it's not her she's a later character.
No, this is a different universe. This is
Okay.
universe, and they did go on to record to say which one it is. I think it's universe 9999. Give me a sec.
Okay. That makes sense. Like if they're going to introduce the female Silver Surfer, why not put her in the sequel? That's why I was like trying to figure out their timeline for this.
They'll probably put the male one in the sequel.
Okay,
If
so
it
according to
also,
this is its own unique universe set in 1960s. You can make the argument that is universe from the Silver Age, which is 9264, but it's an original one, so technically it's its own universe. But regardless, it does look good. I like the fact that they're sticking with the old school motif.
Yeah,
And dude, people were hating on the thing, but I thought he looked good. Like,
He looks like he does in the comic.
yeah,
Yes,
a
he
lot of
does.
I don't
people like
But
understand.
see, here's the thing. Some people that saw
they've never
the
seen the original
2005 one,
comics. Yeah,
they've never seen the
the
comic. I
one
don't
with
think
the
if they would, you know, they would
it's
know what he
because the
looks like.
one from the guy who from the Shield,
Hmm.
it that left a really bad taste on people's
hey,
mouths.
he's the best version of the Thing ever.
I liked
Matt
him.
goes dickless
I
for
liked
Michael
him.
Chiklis.
Michael Chiklis is a good Ben Grimm. He did a great job. I
Hmm.
really did genuinely enjoy the fact that they went with a practical look, not a CGI look.
Hmm.
But comic book wise, this guy looks
More accurate.
like dead on. He's got
Yes.
the low scowl brow. He's got the wide frame and the short stature. Because
Mhm.
Ben Grimm isn't that tall. A lot of people
No.
forget that Ben Grimm isn't that tall. But I like it, and I like that he's actually wearing his suit and not just
Hmm.
some shorts.
But you know
Yeah,
what?
but
Yeah.
Looking at this, also the other characters look more like the ones in the comic.
Yeah, Reed Richards looks a lot like Reed Richards,
Yes.
and so does Emma, not Emma,
Well,
Sue
but
Storm.
Sue.
the actor who plays Ben Grimm is already in the MCU though, which
Who
is
is
kind of
he?
weird. He's Micro in the Punisher season 1.
Oh, I didn't know that.
uh,
Well,
Hmm.
it's
He's
fine
the guy in the chair.
because freaking Thanos is also Cable, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
that's true.
Everybody's like just playing multiple characters at this point.
And people forget that Johnny Storm is also Captain America. So
But that wasn't MCU.
that is
And I guess
MCU.
neither was Cable. Well, it is now.
Yeah, it's all different. And like I keep saying, different universes.
Yes.
All different
Well, that's how we
universes.
all explain all the
All the
discrepancies.
crazy all the inconsistencies, different universes.
I'm curious because they used Kang the Conqueror as a jumping point for the multiverse, and then they dropped the Kang the Conqueror arc. But they're
Yeah.
You
still
know why
going.
though,
Hmm.
John?
That,
There's a
Yeah, I know
reason
why.
behind it.
Yeah,
but
because he had assault charges and he was an asshole. But
Honestly, why didn't they just recast him? I don't know.
that's
Like
what I
because
was
he
gonna
killed
talk
it.
about.
you can recast Aunt Viv, but you can't recast this guy. Come on.
Right?
Right. But
Well,
that's
imagine
what
after Winter Soldier, if Chris Evans got accused of assault and was fired as Captain America, they're not going to recast him because he murdered that role.
yeah, or anyone else. But I was like, what? I finally got caught up
I
on
don't know.
all
I
the
feel
Marvel
like they could have
stuff.
recasted him.
They probably could have.
Tracy Morgan. Everyone who gets canceled gets replaced by Tracy Morgan.
That's
They
how you
do
see
Right.
he's
squigglies.
relevant.
We should
But
go. We should go see that in theaters,
Hmm.
though, Lane. The Fantastic Four when it
Yeah.
comes out. I think
well,
that's
Yeah.
definitely a theater worthy one.
Hmm.
maybe not. Anyways,
Mhm.
um, the getting caught up with Kane the Conqueror and everything because I just watched all of Loki and then Quantum Mania, and then you see all the different variants of Kane at the
Mhm.
end of Quantum Mania,
Mhm.
And it goes nowhere.
and it goes nowhere.
They just
So
cut it.
Well, if you watch Loki, Matt, it kind of makes a little more sense.
Loki came before
No.
Quantum Mania.
Quantum Mania may have come out after Loki, but Loki technically takes place. The events of Loki takes place during the events of Quantum Mania.
Okay,
Yeah.
but still,
So
that's
you know the
another
scene.
variant. They're all
You know the
variants.
scene where you see Kane, and then all of a sudden you start seeing the universe is shifting or whatever. Loki is at that point. Loki is pulling the time strings and grabbing and anchoring himself. That
Yeah,
when that is happening, that is what's happening in Loki. So Loki
right,
and Quantum Mania technically coincide with each other.
right. But you still
Yeah.
have all those variants,
Well,
and they can.
one thing they went ahead and just like they Mickeyed it, and they say that the time police or whatever they called, they're just gonna sweep them under the
The
rug.
TVA.
Yeah, they're just gonna capture everybody and sweep them under the rug, basically.
Oh,
Yeah, they
okay.
Mickey'd it in the laziest way possible.
So then
And it's
what
done off
was
screen, so it doesn't matter.
okay, so then what are they gonna do for Avengers Doom?
Doctor
Well,
Doom.
it's gonna be a different universe. This is the universe, and it actually coincides with one of the comic book stories where Iron Man actually does become Doctor Doom, and he does kill
Right.
Thanos and rips, by ripping out his spine.
Wait, that's the Doctor Doom that kills Thanos?
That's the one.
Mhm.
Is the
So
Tony Stark one?
so
I
you
always thought it
remember
was good old Victor.
so you remember in Endgame
Yeah.
when Strange was telling him that there was only one time they succeeded, he was
Mm-hmm.
lying. He was lying. There was other variants that succeed, but it's a variant that it basically coincides with Doctor Doom, with Tony going full ham and becoming the true guardian of the galaxy, basically. Because Tony's ultimate
Well,
goal was to make a shield around the world, right?
yeah.
So Tony realizing that goal basically turns him into Doom.
So Cosmic Doom is Tony Stark, not Victor Von Doom
Yeah, in this universe.
in this universe.
Yeah, and this is the universe that they're making. It coincides with the comic book because the comic book is technically still Victor Von Doom, but in
Mm-hmm.
this universe, something changes that turns Tony into this Doom, into this version of Doom.
Okay. So
Yeah,
then
kind of like
what's
when Doc Ock turned into Peter Parker.
okay. So
Yeah.
then with all this going on and all the events of Loki and I don't know what happened in Red Hulk because I
Oh
haven't seen
God.
it. But my question is like what is uh Marvel's plans for the next thing to come for the sacred timeline? Because we're
So,
getting all these movies where
mhm.
they're alternate timelines and
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. So it's kind of been established that that unfortunately the movie universe is the sacred timeline. Why? I don't know. Um, it all started. Actually, the whole thing started with X-Men: Days of Future Past because that created the new timeline, which is the new MCU. So that is the
mm-hmm.
new sacred timeline, which is why Tony made the Rosenberg Bridge instead of making a new timeline to branch out. Because since we're that's technically the sacred timeline, it has to be maintained. It can't be destroyed or branched into different stuff because it'll create a bunch of paradoxes and destroy everything basically. So
Mm-hmm.
what they're gonna basically do from here on, they're just gonna go ahead and continue with whatever it is they want to do as far as introducing new characters, i.e. the Thunderbolts, but it also gives them the ability to revitalize older characters as well, which is why we're probably gonna see the X-Men in this one, and it's
Or
why we're probably gonna finally get to see Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man become the Spider-Man from the universe where he is part of the universe of the X-Men and the Avengers, but he's still his own standalone character.
uh, well then is there any hints at who the next big bad is? Because my guess it was going to be Kane and
Well,
like all
somebody
his
said it was
variants,
gonna be
but then he was
since
just
Surfer
chopped
is
off.
well, somebody says since the Surfer is there, it's gonna be Galactus again, but there's a
But
good chance
he's
to
going to be featured in the new Fantastic Four movie.
yeah,
That's
but
that's another thing about that trailer that I was like, wait, so why are we getting Galactus and
yeah, but
not
somebody also
Doctor
said that we
Doom?
might get Dormammu back because you remember how Strange made the deal with him that
Mm-hmm.
if he wanted to stop the time loop, he would have to leave Earth alone. Dormammu was
Yes.
obviously like now that the timeline has been restored back to its originality, that deal technically doesn't exist. So Dormammu could technically make a loophole and say like, "I'm coming back for Earth."
Okay.
Yeah. Also,
Is
you can
there
also redo the Dark Phoenix again because it's been done to death at this point, and she's due for a resurrection.
now does Secret Wars tie into any of this with the scroll, or does
It
that
really
just
should, and it really should, and this is why we do need that because we get the true black suit Spider-Man. And if
mm-hmm.
you've seen the comics, if you read the comics and you've seen some of the even the concept art, you do see that with everybody with their tactical gear. And a lot of people think that that Venom design is Venom, but in reality, it's the black suit Spider-Man from the 1986 story arc that you just talked about, basically.
Oh, okay.
So there's a good chance we might get a lot of the old school storylines getting rehashed, which would be great because those are some really good storylines.
Hmm.
It's because
Uh,
everybody wanted like Endgame and threat levels of that size. When in reality, some of the smaller stories are just as good, if not better.
I agree with that. I
Yeah.
honestly do. But you gotta have your big bet. You gotta have all the small stuff that lead up to the big thing. Like with
Mm-hmm.
the Infinity Saga, you had all the shit going on with Loki and
Mm-hmm.
each kit with the Red Skull and all the other stuff that the heroes were dealing with, and then it all leads to Thanos at the
Yeah.
end. So we're probably what we're going to get some new Avengers, right? Like they
Most
introduced
likely.
Wiccan.
One
Uh,
thing I hope they do, and I hope they explore the story arc where Red Skull turns out to be Captain America's son. Because in one of the
What the
story arcs,
fuck?
yeah,
yeah,
what?
did you know about that one?
That doesn't math.
Yeah, that
So
doesn't math at all.
in one of the story arcs, it turns out that the night that Peggy and Steve had, she ended up pregnant. So the government straight up took the baby from her and crafted a new super soldier out of him, which is stronger, faster, and even smarter than Steve Rogers. But this one turned evil, and he turned himself into the Red Skull. Look it up. It's an actual story arc.
It
All
looks like
right.
for the new movies they're setting up Galactus, Doctor Doom, and what is the guy's name? I want to say the Sentry.
But the
Oh.
Sentry,
He's
he
the villain in
isn't.
Thunderbolts.
The
Okay, but I was
Sentry, I
gonna
mean, he's
say,
not a big
Is he?
baddie, but he's still a pretty decent one.
well, he's not exactly a villain either. He just has that entity. If he can't keep it under control, that's when he turns evil because of
That's
the
true.
entity that powers him. Normally the Sentry is a good guy. He honestly
Yeah.
is, but it's just when he starts to break down and his psyche starts to lose,
Hmm.
that entity completely takes over, and then he becomes evil. And then they're like, "Oh, we gotta fight this Superman now."
Yeah, it's basically like Enchantress from the DC because she's technically not good, but she can be used for good. But the girl has to be in control. Um,
Right. But I mean, Sentry is supposed to be like he is supposed to be a good guy, but it's what happens uh when the when whatever you make it deal with, you can't control it anymore.
exactly. Yeah.
It's kind of like a Doctor Fate on a bad day.
Hmm. Yeah. There's also a good chance we might get some of the older Marvel stuff revitalized. There's a good chance we might get another Ghost Rider. Nick Cage has gone on record to say that he would reprise his role as the
Fuck
Ghost
yeah.
Rider.
Those were
Um,
terrible movies.
Those
no,
are
just I
great,
like them. I
especially
like
when
them.
he pisses fire.
I don't
It
know why
pisses
people
away.
like
I
didn't
don't think
like
he was
them.
the problem.
It stuck to the story. It was pretty decent on the lore, and on top of that, it was fun. It was funny.
Well, I they hype up the villains and then the fight scenes are like 10 seconds.
Oh
I
yeah,
agree with
the
that.
fight scenes could have been a lot better,
The fight scenes in that first movie were garbage.
especially when he's fighting against the wind guy and he just twirls the chain
And makes it hot.
and he dissipates him.
And he
Yeah.
evaporates him.
No, the water guy he evaporates. The wind guy he
Yeah.
just twirls his
Yeah.
thing around and dissipates him.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Basically,
Perfect.
like saying, "Be gone, wind.
it's
You're dust now."
It's
But
like
I
he
already
just
was.
it's
what he did
Suffocating.
was like, no, you can't be here.
Well, he took the oxygen out of it,
yes.
and you can't have air without oxygen, so that's what killed him. But yeah, the water when he evaporates him, because he tries to drown
Hmm.
Ghost Rider, but he just turns up the heat.
Yep. That's a bad company.
That
although it
really
does
is, yeah.
although it does make sense that those boss fights, quote unquote, were over really quick because of how OP Ghost Rider
Oh
really
yeah, a lot of
is.
people forget how OP Ghost Rider is. He took out Galactus in one hit
Yeah.
because he gave him the penance there. That
Yeah.
penance there, it has no counter. Like
Yeah.
no anybody with a soul is
Mhm.
screwed
Yes.
Hmm.
if you get it.
Yes.
It doesn't matter who you are.
if you've done one evil thing,
Mhm.
You're
It's got
fucked.
you. Yep.
Yeah.
I think the only people that can resist it are people like the Living Tribunal
Yeah.
and Beyonder and Presence. I think is no Presence is from the
He's from
DC.
DC.
Yeah, but the multiversal
Hmm.
gods are the only ones that can like
Exactly. Yeah.
overcome it.
Yeah. Ghost Rider is crazy OP. Like he can one shot a lot of enemies.
Speaking of the Living Tribunal and characters like that, it'd be really awesome for them to be featured in an upcoming Marvel movie or
I would give
TV
them a
show.
show. I would give them a
Yeah,
show. You need a show for those guys.
like
Like there
how
is too much going on there for it to be a movie. Way too
Mhm.
much going on
You
there.
know, living tribunal all along.
Bro, no, like I'm like even a show might not even do it justice because it's just so much going on there. It makes the Court of Owls looks like a fan club.
It does, but it'd
Like
be really
it's
cool to
so
see
much,
something
dude.
like that and like have these heroes and stuff come together. Like,
Them
how
and
do
the
we,
more
how do we deal with that?
them and the Morlocks are some of the biggest entities in the Marvel universe because there's just so many of them. There's so much going on. It's too much. And then of course you
Mhm.
have Mr. Sinister and all his craziness, everything he
Mhm.
does.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we got X-Men 97 for that, so
Mhm.
Ah, yeah, that's gonna be
Yes.
fun.
Are they gonna keep doing that,
Yeah,
or is that
Yes.
over?
next season is
Mhm.
this year, I think. Right, Lane? Do you know this year? So definitely looking forward to that one.
Oh yeah.
I
And of
haven't
course,
heard anything. I'd have to look it up. I haven't heard them announcing. I would imagine it would be, but they might do the whole like fucking year in between
oh no,
bull crap that they like to do.
mm.
oh dang.
Could have just been a
Uh,
one shot.
yeah. You got any other trailers, Jen? Who did you guys see? What do you guys think of the new trailer for Jurassic?
No, I was gonna say that too right now.
I haven't
I'm
watched it.
out. I'm out on those.
I was too
Yeah,
at first, especially because
You
ScarJo is in it. I'm not a big
well,
fan.
Hmm.
don't like ScarJo, bro?
Nah, not really.
No.
Black Widow?
Nope.
God no. I don't even like
ew.
Black Widow's character, which says a
Don't
lot because I like redheads.
don't get him started on that,
Yeah,
please.
No, no,
It's
no. Get
Black
him
like
Widow.
started.
No, get him started.
Black
But
Widow has
why?
no business being in the Marvel universe.
oh God. There you
Like
go.
no business being in the universe.
There you go.
Even
She fights
Hawkeye
good.
is more integral than she is.
How?
She beat Hawkeye in a fight twice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he let her.
He was mind controlled the first time,
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
the second time,
which means whoever was ever mind controlling him was a bad fighter.
it
But
was
no,
him. It was
no.
he was just mind controlled to kill people. Like because
Regardless, yeah, I'm not a fan of Black Widow's character or ScarJo. They should not even be characters. They can be their own characters, but don't put them with people who fight literal gods. She
Batman fights literal gods.
and as crazy as it
I made
sounds,
that
and as
argument that
crazy as
a
it
long
sounds,
time
that's
ago.
more believable than her doing that.
Why? Because he has
she
money.
she doesn't
No,
fight the
Yeah, well,
gods.
because
money helps because it gets him his gadgets.
yeah. Plus,
So,
hello, brilliant
Hello.
strategist. What does she do? She tries to flirt her way into the situation.
She's
I'm
like a
like,
She's a
I'm like,
top notch
secret agent
assassin.
lady.
oh, good.
I'm like, you really think Thanos would have fallen for her ploys?
She
No.
didn't. She didn't flirt with Loki, but she got all the information she needed from him. She played that motherfucker like a fiddle.
Yeah, but
Like a
Loki's an
damn
idiot.
fiddle.
Loki's he's a trickster. He's not smart. He's not a brilliant strategist.
To
Mm,
contraire, how many times has he fucked over Odin and
I
Asgard?
know.
And
Because people keep falling for his shticks. You know, if you led him to his designs, he would get bored and just stop.
Yeah.
Loki's not a threat. He's just a bored kid with a crayon. Like if you don't acknowledge what he's doing, he stops on his own.
that's not true. He wanted the throne of Asgard
No, he
forever.
went on record to say that he never wanted the throne. He wanted to be Thor's equal. He wanted to be he wanted to feel like his brother.
Okay, that's in the MCU. I'm just talking about Marvel in general.
Okay, there are the war-hungry versions of Loki that he genuinely wants to take over Asgard because he feels he could be a better king than
And
Thor
all of the 9 realms.
Hmm.
and all the nine realms. But at the same time, if you just let him to his own devices, he eventually has a change of heart, like 90% of the time. He
No,
realizes, like, you know what? You're my brother. I love you. I'm gonna go ahead and stop.
no, Thor just comes in and whoops his ass.
And that's what usually makes him to stop.
It's not because, oh, you're my brother and I love you. It's like, no, like he
I'm gonna
almost
put your
gains
ass in your place
control.
because yeah.
No,
He
if you
almost
look at
he
a
waits.
lot of his comic book variants, Loki just usually he steps aside because he realizes that he himself made a mistake. Like usually Thor can talk him out of it, but sometimes he does have to slap him around. But that's family. Sometimes you gotta
I
slap each other
guess.
around.
Oh gosh, dude.
Yeah, but regardless, like Loki, that's why people liked him so
Hmm.
much in the series Loki.
Hmm.
Because he was just the guy trying to finally do the right thing, and eventually he succeeded.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
All right. Well,
you got any more
John,
trailers, Jen?
Well, going back to Jurassic World Rebirth, I am looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I mean
Just
I am gonna
because,
watch it in
just because
theaters.
we are living Jurassic
Dude,
at
yeah, we got woolly
at the
mammoths.
moment.
We got mouse mammoths coming out of the woodwork, and we got the dire wolf
They
coming back.
they already brought the direwolf
Oh
back.
yeah, that's right,
Have
dire
we
wolf.
learned nothing from Jurassic
Yeah,
Park?
but they're so cute though.
Yeah, we learned it's awesome.
It is awesome. Playing God and
Yeah,
whatnot.
until we get eaten by them.
Maybe
It's all
that's a
fun and
good.
games.
Maybe that's a good thing. Honestly, like honestly, come on. Nature is the dominant species on Earth.
Hmm.
We're if anything, we're the invading species. Like Mr. Smith says, we're like locusts.
you know what? We're the ones with the opposable thumbs.
Yeah,
So
We make the rules.
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Explain monkeys then.
They're barely opposable.
Oh my God. They have opposable thumbs in their toes.
Oh, well, that's why.
Oh my God.
Monkeys
Great
can't.
argument.
Yep.
Monkeys
make-
can't design
Said the
bombs
Homo
and shoot them
sapien.
at
That's why
other
we have
people.
Planet of the Apes.
That's why we're on top.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I love it. I love
yeah.
it. But what's one of the reasons you want to see the movie, Jen?
Because of the premise.
Okay.
The
Dinosaurs.
they're there and trying to go back to the original,
Yeah, back
the
to the
Fucking
original.
island.
dinosaurs.
I think the side where they had all the experiments, right? Going
Yeah.
on. Or, and it's because they're saying that if they collect DNA of these certain dinosaurs, they can unlock something to do with DNA for cures or something.
Yeah. It's a
So
pharmaceutical company who
yes.
wants it this time around. It's Big
Oh
Pharma getting
yeah.
involved.
Hmm.
Big Pharma's getting involved in this one, you guys. We're gonna
Hmm.
have a new Pfizer vaccine. This one is gonna
Yay.
cure. It's gonna cure COVID, and it's gonna give you feathers that come out of your ass.
And it's all thanks to Scarlett Johansson.
And it's
That's
all
all
thanks
she
to
did.
ScarJo. Yeah.
No, better yet, it'll be thanks to Gwyneth Paltrow. She'll put it up on her website.
I
Oh
don't
my
Oh
like her.
my
God.
gosh.
Gwyneth Paltrow would jump on that if somebody unlocked dinosaur DNA and they said it does stuff to you or rejuvenates you. Gwyneth would jump on that so fast. It's like I got my T-Rex cream right here, ready to ship out for you.
T-Rex scrotum.
T-Rex scrotums are probably really tough. You make a bulletproof purse out of
Yeah.
T-Rex nutsack.
Dude, can you imagine? Can you
Oh,
imagine the handbag companies getting their hands on dinosaur skin handbags and trying to sell them for like 10 grand a piece?
Oh,
I
they would
think
charge way more than that.
I think that would take the femininity out of having a purse. And if you could get dinosaur nutsack purses, I'd carry that.
Well, you know that some men are gonna want to have dinosaur skin boots.
Hmm.
That's gonna be
Belts.
the ultimate flex right there. This here is a Stegosaurus right here. My papa shot him.
It was coming
Oh
right
my
for
God.
us.
in the forest. He came right at me. He's coming right for us.
Oh God.
Uh, all right, let's go ahead and wrap it up, guys, because I
Mhm.
can see Lane. She's hanging on by a thread. She's being a
Yeah.
trooper, but I can see her fading fast. So, Matt, John, you guys have got anything else to add for this long ass convo?
Well,
Mhm.
well, John hasn't said too much. Is there anything you want to discuss real quick, John?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't really watched a lot of movie trailers. You've listed all the ones I saw.
No,
Hey,
but is there
let's
anything
talk
you
about The
wanted like?
Last of Us 2, the show.
Oh
Real
No,
God,
we should
quick.
No,
just save that for its own
no, that's for
episode.
another. That's a whole another thing, Matt.
I made it
I have
5 minutes in.
Own fucking
a,
episode.
That's
That's
a
its own
whole another
episode.
episode
Yeah,
right there.
I have a
Boy, oh
quick question.
boy.
I want
that's
this
to
on
unpack.
record. I'm going to ask John. All right, John,
What?
us being super fans of the video games, should I sit down and watch season 2?
I made it 5 minutes, 10 minutes in, and I turned it off.
Okay.
That's all I need to know.
Look, my best friend worked on the fucking game and he likes the show.
Yeah.
So I don't give a fuck. It's not a bad show. The
I like
man that
season
like
one.
helped make the fucking show says it's very accurate and fitting to the actual game. So, super fans, I don't give a shit. Calm down, enjoy the show. It's great. It's great. I think
I
it's
just thought
great.
season one I really enjoyed, but it to me
Season
was
one was
missing
great.
one. It was missing one crucial element that helped tell the story in the game, and it was how brutal and violent the world is in the game versus the show. It's still brutal and violent in the show, but it doesn't hold a candle to like the dark, violent shit that they had to go through in the game. And living through that violence and traveling the country with all of that environment around them really shapes the way the characters develop. And they kind of develop the same way, but it's missing that element that
I
the
don't know.
game had. Just I
I don't know
liked the
why,
show.
John, but I thought you were gonna instead you were gonna say quick time events. I
I
like
don't have quick time
those.
events. They don't really. I you tap triangle a few times.
There you go. I was hoping to see some of that. But actually, John, speaking of your Game of Colleges show, what do you guys have planning coming up for it?
um, well,
Online
we're
gaming.
putting
Online gaming
episodes, not just online gaming
and why it
on
sucks
its
now?
own, but basically our personal experiences with online gaming.
And why it sucks now, right?
We're both old enough to remember a time when that wasn't a thing. Like I didn't have access to it until PS3. I don't know what Matt's was. So up until like 2007, I think, I never
Yeah.
played a video game online, and I was playing uh like Duke Nukem on Windows 95 back in the day. I've been playing video games forever, but it wasn't until like 17 years old. So there's a whole like a personal history of what we went through and what changed when online gaming became more accessible and how it's affected what we play today.
I
That's
Yeah.
mean,
essentially the gist of the episode, what it's going to be.
that sounds like it's gonna be a long ass episode because I mean, online
Oh
gaming
yeah.
is just like an ever evolving concept, especially when it comes to gaming.
Mhm.
And it's to me, it's just it's horrible now.
We go pretty long form on the show. There's been a couple episodes that are shorter, but I mean, you were there for one. We recorded for 2 hours with you on the plot devices episode, and
Oh yeah.
The Ubisoft one we recorded for about 2.5 hours and cut it
Yeah,
down to
I
two.
saw like
Yeah.
Yeah, we
all
we
the
go
Yeah.
for a while.
ramblings. All
Oh
the
yeah.
ramblings.
Mhm.
Well, it's not even just all the ramblings. It's like usually when we do these shows,
They're all
we
deep dives.
well, yeah, we try like what John's creative process is. He looks at something and
Yeah.
thinks how we can turn it into something more. And so we'll come up with like 8 or 10 talking points and discuss how we're going to approach it, what we want to talk about, and we each all have something to say about
Yeah.
it, and we bounce
John
things off of each other pretty well.
The
John
thing
has
that's
a
like,
John
oh
has
good.
a big ass dry erase board and it looks like the quadratic equation of the entire episode. And he outlines it and he goes like, we're gonna start here, and then we're gonna zigzag here, and then we're gonna squiggle around this way, and then
It's
we're
a
gonna
rat
do
with
a
some
loop de
chest
loop
hair.
this way, and then we're gonna loop around back here, and then we're gonna end up right here, and then we're gonna close to the end, but then we're gonna loop one more time, and then we're gonna do a quick side note here, and then a quick footnote here, and then we're gonna wrap up the episode there.
We'll write like a page or two of talking points, like a bunch of shit, and then once the episode's over, we just delete the whole fucking thing.
It goes
Yeah.
out the window.
I deleted
Right in
all
the
of
trash.
I deleted all of this stuff that John and Kyle, because they did a great job of writing
The
all
Ubisoft.
the Ubisoft stuff.
It was so much. There was so
And it
many
was
words.
just so much, and it just took me 5 seconds to delete everything.
Oh yeah, highlight,
Mhm.
backspace.
Hmm.
I
Done.
just like the fact that we'll get close to like wrapping up the episode, and then somebody will mention something like, "Oh, we forgot to talk about this," so we gotta go back into that, and then we start again.
Wormholes,
And
wormholes.
then can't forget about Matt's tangents that go
Mm.
off to God knows where just to get one simple point across.
Hey, it's about the journey, not the destination. Enjoy it, motherfucker.
We've also been working on writing and capturing footage for. We're gonna do game reviews.
Oh,
And
nice.
Yeah.
we're working on. When are we gonna even say what it is?
Honestly, like when it comes to game reviews, I feel like so long as you just do a quick premise of the core of the game and then the mechanics, graphics, and story, I feel like that should be pretty straightforward.
Oh, I want to know who made it. I want to know what job they
Oh
did
my
before they made
God.
that. Like,
Yeah,
If he
like
took
Oh
a
my
shit before he
God.
wrote it,
yeah, I want to know if he wipes
brainstorm.
with his right or left hand.
Oh my
I want to know their
goodness.
blood types.
He's gonna list every person in the credits reel.
Mhm.
Like, so let's go ahead together, read off everybody on the credits of the game once it's over.
Mhm.
I'll zoom in and be like, this guy's a dick.
Matt just looks at the characters. Dave is like, "Oh, that guy's a dick. Oh, he owes me money.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
essentially.
I ran
Oh,
that
and
one. I ran that guy over one time."
so far I've gotten Ed and I've gotten Matt, and I would like to eventually get the rest of you on the show at some point. I'm collecting a Media Buff Infinity Gauntlet,
Nice.
and I've got 2 stones so far. In reality, can be whatever I want.
Um, well, just so Jen and Lane know that our schedule for Game of Colleges are Saturday or Sunday,
Okay,
and I like usually before I go to work.
gotcha. But you guys still post every Saturday or Sunday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
You post every
Wednesday.
Wednesday, okay. And you're on Spotify, TikTok, and YouTube, right?
Yeah, I've been kind of lagging on the YouTube channel, but the latest episode is there.
Yes.
And the
Yeah,
the TikTok channel is just my channel. I just put so there's more than just that. It's all
yeah.
all the shit I make on
There's
there.
little tidbits of it, and that one they're funny.
Yeah.
They're stupid AF, but they're funny.
You got to find Jesus first.
Exactly. Have you tried jumping up and down? Have
No.
you tried working the shaft? All right. Anybody got anything else to add? Because I'm starting to fade too.
Yeah.
Well, you got to stay up a little bit longer, Ed.
I know.
We got to do a review.
I got a
We
Red
gotta
Bull.
let
I got a
the-
Red Bull.
We got to let the
Finish.
ladies go though. So
Yeah.
let,
I guess
let's
we'll go
say
ahead.
goodbye. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and just wrap it up here, unless somebody else has something else to say that we forgot about.
Nah, we'll
Not
save
to
it for
my
next time.
knowledge.
All right. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode, folks. As always, please remember, hit like button, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. If you have any comments, concerns, tidbits, recommendations, what haves, doesn't matter. You can reach us at the Media Buff Podcast on Instagram. I swear to you, if you talk to us, we'll talk back to you. If you play nice, we'll play nice. If you don't, Matt will go ahead and something about smoke, blow some smoke. I think I don't know.
He will do
But
nothing.
as always, thank you again, and we will.
nothing. Did nothing.
As always, thank you again, and we will talk to you all next time. Everybody say goodbye.
Be
Bye.
excellent to each other.
Aw, that's a good one.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a
Bye.
wonderful time.
Have a wonderful time.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.
Bye.